the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
One of the best, the lively and colorful Riverwalk. Just part of what makes San Antonio. And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough.
Hey, Kev. Well,
he is a legend. Thank you, D.A. By this point in the season, Doris, certain teams have been hit hard by the injury bug. And the truth is, the next man up, the next player up, can be easier said than done.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, Kevin. Sometimes it's not necessarily when the injury happens, it's who has the injury hit. So a all-star level player, an MVP caliber player, can't necessarily be replaced one for one. So sometimes you've got to make some schematic adjustments, and sometimes you've got to rely on the whole to pick up the one big star that's gone down.
I always thought too, character is really revealed when you start losing a couple players to injury.
No doubt, Kevin.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for the Mavericks. Paul George is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then it's Marcus Smart. Then it's Russell. And it's Whiteside in at the center position. This is his first free throw of the game. And both free throws good from Whiteside. Teague against Russell. Pass to Embiid. He can't hit that time. Good work defensively by Whiteside. Outside Russell. Latre. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. And now just over a minute played here in the first. And here's George for three. Mavericks with the new shot clock. Markkanen kicks to George. Back to Markkanen. Clock at 6. Pass to Whiteside. Embiid with the steal. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Here's Iguodala. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Well, Kev, you love the determined nature of Andre Iguodala. Even when he gets bodied, he's willing to power through it.
The Spurs shooting their first free throw tonight.
I think when you talk about the Dallas Mavericks, it's not hard to think about the ownership. Driven, intelligent, committed, and the team has embodied those traits.
The pass to Teague. Pass to Embiid. And it's blocked by Whiteside. And he's able to get it back. And he recovers it. George looking over the floor. Outside, Smart. Iguodala against George. Pass to Whiteside. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Shoots over Embiid. Dallas, no good that time either. And even though the Mavericks had a couple of bad years in a row, this franchise remains rock solid.
Well, think about they've had consistency from the top down. It's a pioneering organization that's always looking at the next innovation. And remember, they have a very strong fan base.
Smart passes to Whiteside. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Well, you have to admire how Smart is running this offense right now. He has a knack for spotting open teammates.
Teague against Russell. Whiteside, Porzingis. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Porzingis has got his second basket of the game.
Heating up early on. This is exactly how he wanted to start the night.
You're right. I mean, he's found his rhythm early. The defense has got to do a better job guarding him from this point on.
Russell finds George. Puts up a 3. Rebound by Williams. And it's Williams with the ball for the Spurs. They put up a nice win against Utah last time out.
And it seems odd to say, given that they won that pretty easily, but really they did not look especially strong in that game.
Yeah, you know, I didn't sense any urgency on their part. They did just enough to win, but I don't think they can come away feeling great about the way they did it.
With the second effort, and Porzingis with the lay-in. Porzingis has got 6.
Amazing when you're 7'3" with great instincts. You create an opportunity to get the putback. Nice work, Kristaps Porzingis.
Deep 2 from Russell. Buries the jump shot.
Well, what a terrific option he is for them. Really puts a ton of stress on an opponent.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. A native of Cameroon, Joel Embiid talks about making...
Not knowing English, obviously, I had to...
And that unique sense of humor, Greg, is a specialty of Embiid's.
He's a fun-loving guy who's become a must-follow on social media. And the transition he's made has been remarkable.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
Tough defense throughout that first period, and it's really paying dividends.
Well, I think there's a level of physicality with them right now and not allowing the opponent to feel comfortable getting into their heads just a bit.
On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Lauri Markkanen is out there with Paul George. Then there's Whiteside. Then it's Marcus Smart. And it's Russell in at the point. Lets a floater go, and it's good on the layup. Russell's got the lead up to 2 now for the Mavs.
And playing with a lot of fire now. They had a tough start in that first quarter, didn't shoot it well, but didn't let that discourage them, and now they're showing what they can do offensively.
Williams, that's good. Here is Russell. 6 points for him. Outside, George kicks it to Smart. More and more, we're hearing the term positionless basketball, Doris, but it's not an entirely new concept. I remember Jerry West, for example, talking about it a couple decades ago.
Well, I think Jerry West talking about it is about there are certain guys historically who could play in any era. Jerry West would be there. Rick Barry would be another one. So certainly this has been a topic discussed in the past. I think why it's so important in today's day and age, the NBA has become a switch-heavy league, and that's on the defensive end. And therefore, teams like Boston and others are building their roster around guys who are switchable and versatile. It's become an almost necessity in today's NBA.
Great perspective. And the rejection by Iguodala.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Passes it to Embiid. 1:32 left in the first half of basketball.
Boy, a little too casual on the layup. Temporary loss of focus. Not good.
Smart kicks to Russell. Smart deciding where to go with it. There's the pass to Markkanen. Iguodala against George. Over Iguodala. And it's George missing.
The D slow to rotate, and he misses out on an easy chance from mid-range.
To the right side. T kicks to Porzingis. Spurs passing it around. Iguodala outside. He's looking for Embiid and finds him. No good. Shot missing. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
Yeah, but they didn't roll over in that game. Had a good chance still to pull out the victory. Just couldn't come through in crunch time.
You know, here's the thing. They played hard. Strategy was solid. They had a couple of lulls, and it really cost them.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Williams against Smart. Now T. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. He kicks it to Embiid. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. That will count, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And that'll do it for the first half. Game time. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Good to have you back, Ernie. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played? And that wraps up the halftime.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Hassan Whiteside in this game. Guys, he's everywhere.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
I think you can look to specifically the patience and the shot creation. Really solid effort.
They've got Iguodala. Porzingis is out there with Joel Embiid. And there's Teague. And it's Williams at the shooting guard position. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with.
And for D'Angelo Russell, the former #2 pick, it's all about developing himself as a player and a leader. Has focused more on the team and less on himself of late, and knows what is expected of him and has to earn every second of floor time.
Embiid's shot is good. And it's Russell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Outside, Smart. Russell feeling it out a bit. In the corner, George with it. Just 5 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. They get it again. Whiteside, good. Whiteside's got 12 points in the game.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Williams against Whiteside. Williams can't hit. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. Markkanen in the corner. Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Back to George. Launches it. It's rebounded by Lou Williams.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
Teague against Russell. Embiid. And Whiteside sends it back. And he recovers it. 1:46 left in the third quarter of the game. Outside, Smart. Back to Russell. In the corner, George with it. Lets it go with a 3. Here's Markkanen. And the rejection by Iguodala.
Boy, the suffocating defense of Andre Iguodala is so important to his team. Really good job timing the shot there.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the foul against Dallas.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound, a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
You know, it's an invaluable asset to have. He's as tenacious down there as anyone.
Russell with it. And it's Iguodala picking him up. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Iguodala. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Monday, they'll be matching up against Mike Conley and the Brooklyn Nets. And then on Thursday, second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. George. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Andre Iguodala.
We call that masterful use of the pump fake. Paul George effective getting guys to jump on it.
Paul George is so versatile, Doris. He could play in any system, don't you think?
Oh, I completely concur, Kevin. This is a man who can create offense with the ball in his hands. In a secondary role, we know he can be a knockdown shooter, and we're talking about an elite NBA defender. So any team in the league could use a player like PG. You know, it's interesting. After such a sound defensive first half, they've really struggled here in the second.
Smart kicks to George. Nailed from three-point land. George has got 4 points this quarter.
Now, Paul George is a phenomenal catch-and-shoot guy. Measures the shot before receiving the pass. It's hard to guard.
And after a first half in which their offense shot under 40%, they've got the lead, and they should count themselves to be lucky.
Russell passes to Smart. Over Williams. Smart misses.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Russell against T. The kick out to Williams. Now the dish to Embiid. Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, Porzingis stays aggressive on the offensive end, and with the kind of offensive arsenal he has, it's exactly what you hope for, guys.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Spurs lead by 5. And do not go away. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Smart is out there with D'Angelo Russell. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. And it's Whiteside in at the 5. George against Iguodala. Baseline try. San Antonio with the rebound. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. To the middle. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And Iguodala, no good on that one.
Well, I think the veteran and championship experience of Andre Iguodala is critical. This guy is a versatile forward who is well known for being a defensive stopper.
Connects from 3-point range. 7 points for Paul George.
After being held scoreless in the first, he's turning it on here in the second.
Porzingis feeling it out a bit. On the wing, it's Iguodala. Over in the corner, Williams. He's looking for Embiid and finds him. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 3 assists in the game.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Teague against Russell. And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut back down now to 4 on the bucket from Markkanen.
And Markkanen continuing to improve inside. I mean, utilizing his height. The D has a tough time matching up with somebody with his skill set.
Offensive rebound. Goes back up. And Embiid finishes inside. And the Spurs lead by 6.
The initial miss was the best thing that could have happened to them. He was in absolutely perfect position for the putback.
Russell from long range. No good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. George against Iguodala. Pass to Teague. Outside, Porzingis. Back to Teague. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. And it's an 8-point Spurs lead.
Well, I'll tell you what, impeccable work from Jeff Teague inside, showing great patience down in the lane.
Russell from long range. Cans it from downtown.
In huge moment, D'Angelo Russell comes through big time.
T kicks to Embiid. Over Whiteside, and it's San Antonio with another.
And not everyone can shoot this well at his size.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Guys with size don't necessarily translate into great shooters, but boy, does he show great confidence knocking that down.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're down by 7. 1:25 left here in the fourth quarter. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella delivered. He has just killed them down low.
He sure has given this crowd a treat tonight. This kind of performance only cements his status as a fan favorite. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. Yes, they're behind right now, but he's still upbeat. He said, guys, we can get back in this game. Stay together out there. All-out effort can win this game.
Smart against Williams. Unloads from 13. Smart misses. And so it's Teague with it. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. 6-point lead. Here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Just terrific determination. First, compiling the lead, and now building on it.
Yeah, Greg, I think it's very difficult coming back in this instance. They have owned this game. Don't see them coughing up this lead.
Smart misses. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. George against Iguodala. To the paint, Williams. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
At this point, they're completely overwhelming them. The opposition looks totally defeated. Boy, now it's just a matter of getting to that final whistle. Those free throws should wrap this up.
Dallas calls timeout. They're behind by 11. 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And obviously, look, they want to finish the game strong, but right now, look at the frustration on their faces.
It's very evident, Greg. You can tell they're upset. They've got to calm down and simply play this one possession at a time.
And Whiteside with the basket on the assist by George.
Don't you love it when you've got a small forward who can pass the basketball just like Paul George did there? Makes it look easy.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
Hey, we own it. You looking in the eyes of the chosen. Hey, don't know where I'm going.